It's never really easy to deal with end-of-life issues, and when it's a time, or when it comes to hospice, you have to be really, really careful. It's very, very important, not just for the patients, but their families as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Faith Hospice offers a wide variety of services in West Michigan. Dr. John Mulder is here today to talk with us about it. Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleased to be here.
Really interesting, because when we're done here, you're also going to be able to chat live with Dr. Mulder online at woodtv.com. He's going to answer those questions in a live chat.
A great opportunity.
But first, can you just explain what is hospice?
I would love to. There's a lot of misconceptions about what hospice is. I know as a physician, when I mention that name or when someone hears that word, the hair kind of stands up on people's neck and they think, oh, this is something really, really bad. And that's because hospice has really become known as something that deals just with last days of life. If hospice is entered, that means you're about ready to die. And what we're really trying to do is to really change that conception so people understand that that hospice is about living. It really is not about dying. It's about living. What happens is that for most people, they're going to be given at some point in time a diagnosis, a condition, a circumstance that they know they can't survive.
Right.
That's going to end up on their death certificate someday. And so the goal really is to say, okay, given that reality, how can we live life to the fullest? How can we live life abundantly? How can we make life wonderful? How can we bring peace and comfort and joy into people's lives when we know they have something they can't survive? So a hospice does imply a limited prognosis, but it's not just the last hours. It's not just the last days. The sooner we get folks into hospice, the more we're able to help them achieve their goals, understand what their values are, help them achieve their dreams, and really help them make life really meaningful and wonderful for many weeks or many months.
Right.
So that really is the goal.
Because that really is a reflective time for a lot of people, you know, at that point in their journey.
Like a realization. And what is it that makes Faith Hospice different from other hospices?
Well, there are a number of hospices here in West Michigan. There's some excellent hospices, and hospices are distinct, and they are unique. And Faith Hospice has a couple of things that really distinguish them here in the West Michigan community. First of all, they are, as the name implies, a faith-based organization. We know that in West Michigan faith is important to folks. It doesn't mean that you have to subscribe to a particular faith background to be cared for by faith, but just that for those for whom a faith basis is important, to know that the company comes about their care through a faith basis. It is a Christian organization. We understand that we are the representation of God and of Jesus Christ in the work that we do. And so that's important to people. The other thing that really sets Faith apart is the fact they have an inpatient hospice unit, Byron Center. It's a unique place. There are times at the end of life when it may be difficult to be at home, either because the care needs are too great, caregiving support may be not as wonderful as it should be. Not so much wonderful, but it's sometimes time and labor intensive to take care of someone who is in their last moments of life. And so this unit is something, it's not a nursing home, it's not a hospital, it's a wonderful home-type environment where people can come and be cared for 24/7 by people who have hospice expertise. Hospice is delivered through a team. Most of hospice care is delivered in the home. We have physician, social workers, nurses who kind of work as a quarterback of the team, home health aides to help with personal care, chaplains to help with spiritual needs, and they come and surround the patient and family and really help them to deal with what is going to be an emotionally and sometimes physically very, very challenging time in their life.
Yeah, and so I know a lot of people have questions, because you were saying that there are a lot of misconceptions, and there is a lot to talk about within this issue. And so we set up this live web chat, and you're going to be taking any questions from people?
I'll take any questions that people have. I would love to be able to just kind of hear of people's questions, their fears, their concerns. You know, I tend to have a passion in this area, and I believe that anyone facing the reality of a terminal diagnosis not only deserves but really needs the services of hospice to really help to make their lives as full and rich as possible.
And this is going to be at woodtv.com immediately following this segment, so you'll be chatting live with anybody.
There is a banner on top that you'll be able to click on and immediately be part of that discussion. We want to thank you so much. Here's more information about where you're located: Raybrook Street, Suite 300, and of course, again, woodtv.com is how you can be a part of that live web chat. Dr. Mulder, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having us.
appreciate you coming
not
on.
always, the easiest subject, and of course, a very touching thing for families involved with a loved one in this time. And so we hope that lots of people take part in that too.
We hope so. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll be right back.